Urgent Birds fans, look at what just happened. Nobody expected this, huh? But first, if you're a true Eagles fan, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any updates. Every day, we bring you hot information, straight from the most reliable sources. Let's get straight to the news. Like most reigning champions, the Philadelphia Eagles are in a strange spot with the 32nd pick in the 2025 NFL Draft. There won't be any top-tier prospects available at that position. If Philadelphia isn't sold on any remaining players, they might trade out of the first round to gather more players. Or the Eagles could stay at pick 32 and focus on a position of need, like the front seven. Former NFL quarterback turned analyst Chris Sims predicts the Eagles will do just that in his latest mock draft. Sims believes Philadelphia will take Giorgia's Mykel Williams, one of the top edge prospects this year. Some would consider it a steal, as Williams is projected to go in the 20s in most mock drafts. In fact, he ranks 22nd on the most recent big board from Daniel Jeremiah. Here's what Jeremiah wrote about Williams, who recorded 5 sacks last season at Giorgia. Williams is a talented edge rusher with rare physical traits. Unfortunately, he suffered an injury in the season opener against Clemson and played in pain for the rest of the season. When healthy, he has a dynamic get-off and can win early on the edge or when reduced inside. He has extremely long arms and blockers have a hard time getting to his chest. He has a strong shake bull move and also uses a violent swipe move to generate pressure. Against the run, he still found a way to set a physical edge, even when he couldn't put much weight on one leg due to the injury. His effort never wavered. Overall, the 2024 tape isn't a fair representation of Williams' talent. He has game-changing tools when he's healthy and focused. Eagles consider replacing Milton Williams in Rube's latest mock draft in Rube's first 2 mock drafts. The Eagles selected offensive tackle Josh Conerly from Oregon. A player like Conerly is certainly still on the radar, but circumstances have changed. In the current scenario, the Chiefs select Conerly at pick 31, and anyone who watched the Super Bowl understands why an offensive lineman would be high on their list of needs. Where does that leave the Eagles? There are still good offensive line options available at pick 32, with names like Josh Simmons, Donovan Jackson, and Tyler Booker. However, I'm shifting my approach. The defensive line now seems to be the focus, and that's for several reasons. Howie Roseman, the Eagles GM, never gets tired of mentioning the importance of the defensive line. This is a strong group, and a pick here could result in an immediate contributor to the defense. Although Roseman always says he doesn't draft based solely on need, the departure of Milton Williams left a big hole in the team's interior defense. Since 2002, the Eagles haven't selected a Pro Bowler in the second half of the first round, between picks 17 and 32, with Lito Shepherd being the last pick to achieve that feat. However, in recent seasons, the franchise has shown it can find valuable talent, like Nolan Smith at pick 30 and Quinyon Mitchell at 22. With the 32nd pick, the team has a good chance to continue that tradition if Roseman decides to select. Even if 10 defensive linemen have already been picked before the Eagles' turn, there will still be good options. Players like Nick Scorton, Braden Swinson, and Landon Jackson are some of the available edge rushers, and there will also be interior linemen like Walter Nolan, Omar Norman Lott, and Tyleik Williams ready to be drafted. With the first round approaching, the Eagles are in a crucial position to make an impactful choice. While the offensive line remains a strong option, focusing on the defensive line seems like a more strategic decision. The trade of Milton Williams, combined with the growing strength of the defensive line, could be the key to ensuring the team maintains its dominant performance in the coming seasons. Urgent Birds fans, look what just happened. No one saw this coming, right? But before we get into it, if you're a true Eagles fan, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any updates. Every day we bring you hot info straight from the most reliable sources. Every single day, fresh updates from the best sources. Let's get straight to the news. The Eagles might steal Thibodeaux from the Giants amid a possible confusing trade. Here's what's going on. Could this be another masterstroke by the Eagles over the Giants? In recent years, the Philadelphia Eagles haven't just dominated their division rivals, the New York Giants, on the field. They've done it behind the scenes too. And now, the Birds might be ready to pull off another move that could shake up the NFC East. This time, the target is Thibodeaux, the explosive edge rusher who was the 5th overall pick in the 2022 draft. Despite a promising second season with 11 sacks, Thibodeaux struggled with injuries and inconsistencies in 2024. Now, with a contract restructure on the horizon, his name is starting to circulate behind the scenes in the NFL as a possible trade piece. And the reason? The Giants are eyeing Abdul Carter from Penn State, considered one of the top defensive talents in this year's draft. If New York actually selects Carter with the 3rd overall pick, it's likely that Thibodeaux could lose his spot, or even be involved in a trade to clear cap space and room on the roster. And who already has their radar on this? The Eagles, of course. Philadelphia has a recent history of thriving with former Giants players. Just to recap, in 2022, James Bradberry became an All-Pro after leaving the Giants and joining the Eagles. In 2024, Saquon Barkley had an MVP-caliber season. And now in 2025, they've already brought in Azeez Ojulari, another former Giant, to strengthen the defensive rotation. Could Thibodeaux be next? According to NFL analyst Mike Fisher, the idea of trading Thibodeaux makes no sense for the Giants. Because the Giants are confused, that's why. And it makes sense. The Eagles' defense has gone through recent changes, and GM Howie Roseman never hides his philosophy. The defensive line is the heart of the team. Adding a young, explosive player with room to grow like Thibodeaux would be a classic Philadelphia move, especially if the price is right. Plus, with Milton Williams leaving, and the team putting more and more focus on defensive pressure, a player like Thibodeaux would bring immediate depth, direct impact, and why not? That extra spark of rivalry. Just imagine the storyline. Thibodeaux facing his former team twice a season wearing Eagles green and making game-winning plays for Philly. That wouldn't just be a strategic move, it'd be a morale blow. And for fans, this kind of move isn't just exciting, it's a sign of a franchise that's thinking big. Not just aiming to compete, but to dominate. So if you're an Eagles fan, stay tuned. If this trade actually happens, mark my words. The 2025 season is about to get even more intense. And if the Giants really let Thibodeaux go, well, we already know how that story tends to end. Drop a comment. Would you like to see Thibodeaux in midnight green? Think it would be a smart move? And of course, if you like the analysis, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. Every day we've got Hot Birds content right here. Fly, Eagles, fly.